Welcome. Thank you, all of you, for coming on today to this, which is the general introduction and welcome to Nescott Higher Education series of open events. This is the general introduction to Nescott Higher Education, and my name is Nikki Adams. I'm the Director of Higher Education here at Nescott, and I'm really proud to be able to say that we have a very long and successful history at Nescott of delivering higher education. It's been part of the college provision for 60 years, and long may that continue. We're looking to the future with our programme developments, and currently we offer a very wide range of programme choices and courses, over 30 of those. And you'll see from the website that they cover a whole wide range of subjects. So we cover things from osteopathy, animal management, computing science, media, early years, and then we have more specialist subjects such as the health play care specialists, which also as a foundation degree now includes the higher apprenticeship, and the food premises diploma. We offer counselling. We have the diploma in counselling, and we also this year are starting the BA top up in counselling studies. So you can see we have something for everybody. And what I really need to emphasise at this point is that our offer not only covers a broad range of different subject and interest areas, but cuts across a different set of delivery methods. So we deliver full-time, we deliver part-time, we deliver during the day, we deliver afternoons and evenings. So for example, our teacher education suite, our early years suite, and our play care specialists and education to support, which is for teaching assistants based in schools, all offer programs that start in the afternoon and then teach into the evening. So they're more accessible for people who have workplace settings going alongside their study options. We're also delivering and developing this year a weekend college initiative. We're looking to take a BA top up in entrepreneurship to validation for delivery from the spring next year in 2021, and that will be the beginning of us offering more programs across the weekend. So again, increasing the amount of delivery time that we have spread across the week, and so making it more accessible to everybody. And I think that is the key thing to emphasize. Higher education, particularly here, caters to everybody, not just the traditional younger students, but also our adult and mature market. So we have students ranging from 18 to 74 at the moment. That is our oldest student on the books, and they are in the second year of a 4-year programme looking for professional status at the end of that. So I've mentioned about validation. What that means is our programs are signed off and validated as degrees, foundation degrees, by several universities that we work with. We work with the University of Kingston very closely, and that includes programs such as computing, sports therapy, animal management, and early years. We work with the University of West London, and that oversees our health play care specialist programme. We also work with the University of Greenwich, who oversees currently our teacher education suite, so the postgraduate and diploma and certificates in education, the education and support foundation degree, and our counselling diploma. I'm also really pleased to say that last year we gained centre approval from the Open University, who are now also acting as an additional validating body for us. And as we speak, we are validating programmes whose degrees will be awarded as part of the Open University. So we will deliver those degrees in the same way that we, and programmes in the same way deliver the programmes for the other universities. So that brings me really on to some of our unique selling points. And I think really at the moment it's worthwhile emphasising that our delivery to our students in higher education is 100% face-to-face. And that is COVID compliant, of course, but that is also quite in stark contrast to some of the universities who are not delivering face-to-face or are delivering a relatively small proportion face-to-face. During lockdown, we were very fortunate to be able to make a very swift and effective move into remote delivery. We had planned ahead. We had quite a lead in terms of advising students and of course staff about what form remote delivery might take. And during the lockdown process, from that point in March, it was very much business as normal, delivered remotely, using a variety of mechanisms which have become much more familiar to us all as a society since that point. So we started using Teams, we also use Zoom, and we also use things such as Slack or Discord, those within the computing and creative programme courses. In addition to the programme delivery, what we wanted to do was to really make sure that our students felt part of a college still and not isolated. So there were several things that we undertook to try to make sure that there was still that feel of being involved as part of a wider college, as opposed to just sitting and having remote delivery and discussions with fellow students. So the managers were still visiting lessons and discussing with students their experiences. And in addition to that, during the break points, so for example, over Easter, there were informal non-lecture points where staff and students were meeting for virtual coffee and cake, if you will, really just to make sure that everybody was staying in touch and checking in on each other. So we kept the community of study as stable and supported as we possibly could. Not necessarily due to that, but due to a wider picture, I'm really pleased to say that our National Student Survey results this year came out at 83%, which is above the national benchmark in terms of satisfaction. And of particular note are the strengths around the learning resources, the development of academic skills and assessment. All areas that we spent a lot of time this year working on in terms of staff CPD and sharing best practice between the teams. So we make sure that the different subject teams meet and talk about really what is our core business. And by that I mean making sure that teaching and assessment is the best possible quality. And that's one of our really key selling points, I would suggest. I think alongside that, just to emphasise that we have a huge reputation for very solid student support. We work very closely within the college to make sure that we are safe and accessible in terms of access to staff. And that is really assisted by the fact that the teaching teams and the support teams are one. They are all effectively here to support and develop our students. And by the support teams, I'm not only talking about student support in terms of disability, support applications, or financial support, all of which can be accessed in advance of the course, but I'm talking about academic skills support. And the library team are very much an integral part of the delivery of our courses, particularly in those early months where people are new to a higher education and a higher level of study. And so we've developed a particular research skills and academic skills support module that supplements what programme teams do with you in subjects. It's been developed so that the subject and the library work together, and it's been noted by our external examiners as producing an accelerated, higher quality of work at an earlier point in the course. Students have reported really positively on that, and we've had a 12 percentage point increase in satisfaction reported by students as part of their induction survey on that development of skills and support from the LRC. I think the other key point to emphasise is that as a college, the involvement of employers in both the design of our programmes and also in the delivery of our programmes is really crucial. I'm not only talking about the professional, statutory, regulatory bodies which sign off on programmes such as the osteopathy, that's the General Osteopathic Council, or the counselling, where the BACP, British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapists, signs off on the diploma and what will become the foundation degree, so for professional status. But also the fact that when we design a programme, we involve employers in the market research. We find out what are the most relevant skills that employers in that particular sector area are requiring us to develop, and we make sure the programme caters to that. Employers are then also involved in delivery. So, for example, we have people from marketing or setting up a small business or coming in as guest lecturers to talk about their experiences. And some of these are ex-students. So you can hear directly from people who have been through a similar experience and come out the other side what the impact of doing the programme has been for them. And they're coming back to contribute and enrich the overall delivery and make it more relevant to the longer term goals that you might have in terms of either changing career or starting a business or progressing up the career ladder in terms of promotion. We appreciate that sometimes stepping back into higher education or indeed any educational setting can be quite intimidating. And so this year we have on our website, as part of that stepping in support, effectively what's called a welcome pack. And we're starting to develop that across the course of this year and build on the resources that are currently in there. Those resources will support people in advance of the course, in addition to any course-specific materials, so pre-course reading. We have a very thorough and rigorous induction, so those first 6 weeks or so of any programme involve quite a lot of discussion and self-assessment so that everybody is aware what the course involves, what the expectations might be, what actions they might need to take to supplement the existing information. So I suppose really, as far as we're concerned as a college, the local, safe and accessible offer that we have is all about making sure that we work together to make sure that you can be the best you possibly can be. We will challenge you, be in no doubt about that, and we would, because we are aspirational for all of our students. And what that means is also we provide not just the higher education courses, but we carefully design further education routes that will allow people stepping stones into higher education if they're making a change of direction. So, for example, we offer routes into the accounting courses from level 1 and 2 and 3 into the higher education level 4. Similarly, with the counselling, we offer evening courses at level 2 and level 3, which allow entry, if successful, into the diploma in counselling. We offer the access to higher education in nursing, which, although the title is nursing, allows people to complete the equivalent to 3 A-levels in a science-based subject background, and that also allows entry into a wide range of university options, including things such as physiotherapy, radiography, paramedic science, and the whole variety of nursing specialisms, so adult nursing, paediatric, mental health. We also offer short intensive courses such as the Foundation in Therapeutics, and this allows at level 3, which is equivalent to A-level, people to undertake an entry qualification that would allow them to then step into subjects such as the osteopathy or the sports therapy, because it gives them a really clear basic grounding in the science behind the subject area in terms of the anatomy and the physiology and the mechanics of the body that's required for those subjects. So I suppose it just leaves for me to say that we're aspirational for you, we're aspirational for ourselves. So we look to our staff and we work together to make the experience here the best it possibly can be for you and the outcome the best it can be for you. And I'd just like to close by quoting a piece of student feedback from one of our ex-students who fed back in an external survey saying how much they wanted to thank Nescott for allowing them to see the possibility of their future and allowing them to become the best that they could be, which I thought was a really clear testament to the experience. So I'd just like to close now by saying that after this finishes, you'll be taken to a callback booking form if you want to talk to one of us on a subject-based basis. There's also the chance for registration to our next event in November, and that's primarily for school leavers. As I've already emphasised, the higher education particularly and the feeder routes for adults caters to all ages. So it just remains now for me to thank you for your time. Thank you for attending. I hope you enjoy the other subject areas, and I'm just going to move to the closing slide now. Thank you all.